What do you see here? If you see a big pile of drugs, then you may have a problem and you should probably get some help. Give us a call or just fill out the form below. Now, what you should see is a lot of numbers from the CDL Clearinghouse drug testing data that may or may not point to less truckers on the road. Within the last decade, when comparing Q1 of 2022 and 2023, the CDL Clearinghouse has removed 9.2% more drivers in 2023 for positive marijuana drug tests. So what's causing this and where? Well, first of all, you might be surprised to hear that the numbers haven't skyrocketed in states that have legalized marijuana, but are actually worse in states like Texas, where marijuana is illegal on all levels, and Florida, the worst state for drug and alcohol violations per driver, where recreational marijuana is not legal. As far as we can tell, there are three main reasons why there have been an increase in drug testing violations. One, the rise of medical and recreational marijuana legalization. Two, there's driver confusion between CBD and THC with the lack of regulation in the CBD industry. And three, a wider use of other drug testing methods. As far as how it affects safety, it's a bit of a sticky situation. It's hard to say if the roads are safer or if we took away too many good drivers for the wrong reasons. In theory, the 200,000 people that tested positive could have gotten behind the wheel and had an accident if they were under the influence of marijuana. So maybe by keeping them off the road, accident numbers decreased and we saved lives. On the other hand, crashes have increased each year over the past few years, so technically the roads are not safer. We've just reduced the potential risk of additional crashes by removing those drivers from being behind the wheel. We should also mention that there are a lot of cases where drivers are pinged and taken off the road for using CBD, which claimed to have zero THC in it, and they were shocked to have a positive drug test result. Regardless of why they were removed, 70% of those drivers have yet to start the return to duty process, which is required to continue driving. So we may have lost that 70% for good. So what can be done then? Well, until marijuana legalization happens on a federal level, all we can do is educate, train, and stay up to speed on your state laws and update your company's drug policies. Education on marijuana and CBD are both essential so that they can hopefully avoid the positive drug test and the long drawn-out return-to-duty process that comes along with it. Training managers is also important and in some cases required. Managers must know what to look for in employees that may be using drugs, and they also need to know what to do if employees test positive and are using marijuana or CBD products. There's not a one-size-fits-all approach when it comes to CBD, but for companies regulated by DOT, a drug and alcohol supervisor training is required to help deal with situations just like this. As an employee or a company, always review state laws. Just because marijuana is legal in your state doesn't mean an employer can't fire you for testing positive, even if an employee is legally allowed to use it for medicinal purposes. It all depends on their workplace policy. With that said, each state has different laws and even exceptions like New Jersey, Oklahoma, and New York City. So it's important to review and understand those laws if you are a person that might be an exception to the rule. As a company, you can update your policies. To deter CBD use, many companies make it clear within their own policies that CBD use is forbidden and create a plan to get drivers back on the road safely through the return to duty and SAP process. If you or your company is unsure where to start, just fill out the form below or call us at 1-800-551-9816 and a CNS Occupational Healthcare Specialist will help you out.